We've all heard about the European Union, but many are not aware of the relationship that represents 50% of the world GDP. Now, here in the U.S., that relationship is responsible for the creation of almost 7 million jobs. David O Sullivan is the European ambassador to the United States and joins us live via satellite with more information. Good morning, Ambassador. Maybe you can tell us exactly, for people who've only heard the words, what is the European Union?
Well, the European Union is a unique grouping of 28 sovereign European states who have decided to pool their sovereignty in order to get better outcomes for their people than would be the case if they acted as individual countries. And in this regard, we've been able to create the world's largest single market, one of the three largest economies in the world, 500 million people, one of the largest trading blocs. We're the biggest importer, the biggest exporter in the world. And goods, services, capital and people move seamlessly throughout this European Union in the way that they do here in this great United States. And this has brought an unprecedented period of 70 years of peace, freedom and prosperity to the European continent. You'd have to go back many thousands of years to find a comparable period. So it's been a remarkable political and economic success. And of course, it is the largest trading and investment partner of the United States.
It has certainly created a strong bond, like you say, for almost 70 years. Tell us about a recent study on the economic relationship between the EU and the U.S.
Well, we have done a detailed study to enable people to understand just how much trade and investment between us contributes to economic benefits for the United States. Starting with investment, this is one of the $2.37 trillion of European investment in the United States, creating nearly 7 million jobs, as you said. And specifically for New York, the EU is the top export destination for your state, exporting nearly $38 billion dollars worth of goods and services.
Amazing.
And $163 billion invested, which supports over 500,000 excellent jobs for American workers in your state. So this is a hugely important relationship.
Ambassador, as your term comes to an end, what do you foresee from this relationship between the EU and the U.S.?
Well, I think it's a relationship which has, deep historical ties, which binds us together through the security relationship, through the economic and commercial relationship, which I've just mentioned, and through the values which we share of democracy, the rule of law, respect for human rights, individual liberty. And I think that relationship will grow more important as we go into the 21st century. And we work together to face some of the new challenges we both will face, whether that's the rise of China or the impact of new technology, such as artificial intelligence, which is going to so dramatically change the workplace and our societies. And we have every interest in close collaboration to help our peoples face those challenges as we go forward. And I think the economic and commercial benefits of our trade and investment will help us do that.
We want to thank you, Ambassador David O Sullivan. And what we want to do is let people know where they can go for more information. And I happen to have that. It's EU in the US trade.org. It's fascinating how much comes across our borders because of this wonderful marriage between the EU and the U.S. Just an amazing amount of trade, goods, services, and of course, jobs because of the European Union. There you go, EU in the US trade.org.